Here we are, we're live. Good evening everyone, and welcome to my first Facebook Live. So, has anybody joined us just yet? I don't suppose they have. Oh, Brian's watching. Hello, Brian. Who else? Hello, Brian. Welcome. This is you're actually witnessing history here. This is my first Facebook Live my first Facebook Live post, and I'm going to be just sharing a few stories, and then from that story, there's going to be a couple of lessons as well, which I hope you take away, and then you can apply to whatever aspect of life you so wish. So I'm not sure who else is going to come. Stuart, hey Stuart, how you doing? Thank you for joining, mate. As you've just come in, mate, this is my first Facebook Live post, and I'm just going to be sharing a few stories, and then about what I've experienced this year, and then hopefully and take some lessons out of that, which you can then apply to life. So instead of giving someone else's story, I thought I'd share my own and see what comes out of today. Hello, Bertie. Thank you for coming. You're witnessing history, mate. So to you guys that are watching, please feel free to comment on anything that any questions that you have about what I'm saying, and then I'll just continue to stop and elaborate during the call, during the video. Hi Bertie, thanks for posting. So as we've been going a few minutes, I will get cracking on. I'll get cracking on what actually the story is. So we'll be I'm hoping from about 20 minutes, half an hour of sharing a story, and then some lessons at the end. And then if you've got any comments, please put them in, and then I'll stop halfway through or whenever's convenient to answer them. And really, I just want to share with you a story that I had this year with going to the World IAAF Championships and the World Paras, and it was a tremendous experience. I went there as a field judge, and so I was out there in the field of play judging the competitions, and it was a tremendous experience. And I loved pretty much every moment of being there, being in the stadium, and being around all these really cool athletes and great officials, and being around the best athletes in the world. So it was just a tremendous experience in itself. I'm not going to share any stories from that experience today. I'm just going to be more sharing about the journey about how I started and how I got there, and what lessons that I learnt along the way, and then you can just apply that to any area of your life. It's kind of in a way a fast track of achievement, if you like. So without further ado, let's get cracking. So it all started 4 or 5 years ago now. Started in late 2012, I believe, when I was after we'd had the amazing Olympic year. We was it was just that the Jubilee as well, if you remember, early in the year, and then in July we had the Olympic Games, and it was just a tremendous atmosphere. We had gold medals, we had a fantastic sense of identity, I believe, that the British public had, and we all got behind something that was so great, and it was just so much positivity. We hosted this third Olympic Games, one of the very few, if only, that the only city to have done that three times. And you know, it's a real good feeling, a real good spirit. So I was in the clubhouse late 2012, and I'd come across two club members, Simon and Kevin, who were there, and also, hey Ben, and also there was Dan Auld, who was there, and he was our representative for Great Britain as a decathlete, and he was competing there. As I watched him on his first day when he's heat in the 100 metres, it was just tremendous to see him. So he was there having his picture taken with Kevin and Simon, and Kevin and Simon had both been selected, and they'd gone to the Olympics as a field judge, and they'd done the Olympics, the main, and when they'd done the Paris as well. And they were there as field officials, so they were there to, if you don't know what field official is, they help adjudicate the event, so they make sure that it runs smoothly, and they make sure that it's done according to the athletes are competing properly, and they're just watching their and they're measuring distances, and you know, I'm sure you've seen it before, but I'm sure you understand. Oh, hey Angelique, how you doing? As I'm just starting to share the story, and if you have any comments and things, please post in, and it will be, and I'll answer them as and when I can. But yeah, they was having the photo taken. And they just were describing what an amazing event the Olympics was. You know, the energy, the sounds, being amongst the best in the world, and it was just a tremendous story. And I thought, God, I'd love to have been there, but I would love to have been there more as an athlete, because being a runner, being a triathlete, being a swimmer and cyclist, that would be the pinnacle of sport. And but they went there as field judges, so in effect they were world-class field judges at the top of their game, being invited to judge. And they loved it. They said it was just a tremendous experience, and just something that was so unique. And but I didn't particularly want to be a field judge. I'd helped out a little bit during the year, but seeing them, the seed was planted for something else. But so the following year, March I think it was 2013, I took a course just as a level 1 field judge, and just done a little bit of it. I enjoyed it, but again, it wasn't anything that I was really hoping to do full time or completely commit myself to. But at the end of 2013, I found out that London, a few years previous, had Angela, you can't hear very well. Oh. I don't think I can really do anything about that. This is my best earphones. Is that better? Is that better, Angelique? If you can give me a heads up. Okay. I'll carry on, and I apologise for the sound quality if you can't hear me. I'll have to invest in some better speakers or something. Hello, Sharon. Nice to see you. Say hi to John as well. Where was I? Right, yeah, at the end of 2013, I found that London had been awarded the IAAF World Champs and the World Para World Champs to be hosted in 2017. I thought, right, I want to be there. I can't get there as an athlete. I can't get to the Olympics again, because I'll be probably at 80 by the time that comes around again. So I want to be at the World Champs, and so I set myself the goal. But I had two hurdles to come across first. Firstly, the first one was being a level. I needed to be a national level judge, a level 4 judge, and also needed to pass the selection board as well. And these are things, and that's something that was completely out of my control. Being a level 4 judge was something that was in my control. And so I had a deadline of submitting my paperwork by September 2016, and that's where my journey started. So in the meantime, I'd moved to South London then, and the key thing for me at the start of 2014 was experience. loads and loads of meets, because I was relatively inexperienced, and I thought that the key thing was to gain a huge amount of experience. So, you know, I joined and helped another club, local in my area, and I just completely immersed myself in the experience of officiating. So every weekend I was down at A track officiating, doing whatever role I needed to do, and just be like a sponge, because I knew nothing really, but just being amongst other officials and watching them, and just seeing how things were going, being completely immersed in the experience of learning how to be a judge. And you know, sometimes I'd do that double weekends, so I'd do Saturday and Sunday, and I'd do during the week as well. So it was a great experience, and it was something that I really needed to do for that year. So that was 2014. I think I'd done something like 30 meets. Hello, John. Yes, brother John. No doubt you're saying something behind these. Say hi, John. It's your big brother here on TV, doing his first Facebook Live, so I hope you can appreciate it. So I decided for 2015 that I'd need to up the ante, so I joined a third club, and I just done the same again. So I decided experience was the main thing, and I just needed to do as much as I could, and ended up doing about 40 meets for that year. And I just had done my paperwork, and I'd done my assessments as well, which was needed to get my grading up. So I submitted all my paperwork, and then 2016 came and went, and that was very much the same. 40 sessions for 40 meets at least. And then I submitted all my paperwork in September 2016 for my level 4, and that was pretty much, well, I was pretty much spent by then, because it's been three real tough years of just doing as much as I could, and I had to wait until November 16 to see if I was confirmed as a judge, and then December 2016 was the selections. So I got finally. Hey James, once I'd been confirmed. Hello Peter. This is something for you, Peter, because you was there at the Worlds for me as well. So hopefully you can identify with this story. Peter was a top level world judge. He was there with me at the Worlds, and he also went to the Olympics, and he's done the Commonwealths, and he's, no doubt, Peter, you've done quite a few other stuff as well. So he's a world-class judge, this man. I learned a lot from him, so it was good to watch. Where was I? Yeah, so I finally got 2000. So I got confirmed in 2004 in November 2016 as a national level 4 judge, which was more of a few, and I got over it. So that was something that I could control, and that was something that I'd done. Then in December 2017 was when the decision was going to be made for the Worlds, the selections. And I got an email, and it said, "Well done, you've been selected for the Paras." And I was like, "Oh, Paras." And it was like, yeah, it was good, but it's not really the one I wanted. So I was a little bit disappointed. So I phoned my mentor, Kevin, who had taken me on a couple of years before and helping me through it. And he said, congratulations, and he was appointed a chief, which was quite a high level as well for the Paras. It was a great achievement, and compliment to him as well for his dedication and hard work, and it was nice to see him recognised. But I got selected for the Paras, and that was a good result. Then about 5 minutes later, another email hit, and it was confirmation that I'd been selected for the Worlds, and that was just amazing. And I ended up dancing around the office for about 10 minutes for that, and I think my business partner was just got a bit fed up with me and told me to sit down. But it was absolutely amazing just to receive that email, and that was 13th of December 2016. then I've still got the email, and I'll keep them forever. So it was tremendous. I was so pleased. And but the hard work hadn't actually finished, because I was relatively inexperienced, and especially being selected for an international level meet, and going and doing that was just something that was completely, unheard of. I'd only done regional, that was the biggest I'd ever done, let alone an international or national. So the hard work hadn't stopped, and I had to immerse myself again. Hello, Arwell. Again, another official, a world leading official here, Arwell, who's just starting to watch. I'm just sharing a story, Arwell, about the World Championships, and I was there with you and your team. So hopefully you can understand and appreciate the story that I'm sharing. But it hadn't finished. So I learned. So I had to, for 4 months until the Paras, learn how to be an international or world level, national level judge. So it was a completely different ball game. So I had to learn about where the television cameras were. To think about officiating in front of bigger crowds. You can't necessarily sit in the same place as you would do if you was a national level coach. Hello, Victoria. Nice to see you. And so this year, 2017, has been even tougher, because I was fully immersed into the top level, and it was pretty nerve-wracking, because I still had those nagging doubts of I'm not good enough to be at the World Champs. I'm not. There are far many. I was selected over far many experienced officials than I was. I'd only got qualified that year, but there was so many more who I considered to be better than me, and that doubt was going through my head. And then what if I screw up in front of hundreds of thousands, if it's going to be on TV, millions of people? And that was going through my head as well. So it was a big thing that was going that had to address. So in July, I went to the Paras, and it was and the Worlds was August, and it was a great experience. And I'm not gonna necessarily share that story here, because I think that's their lessons. I took lessons and life lessons and things from that, and I'm gonna share that perhaps in another session. Something else that you could watch. So while I've got you, has anybody got any questions going forward? I see there's a few people watching. Greg? Hello, Greg. Nice to see you. Top man he is, Greg. Greg, as you've just joined us, or Peter Arwell, Vicky, I've just shared a story this year about my journey and how to get to the World Championships, and it's about extracting the life lessons, or the real important lessons that you can have. Hi, Greg. Thank you for saying hi. Extracting the life lessons from that journey and applying it to whatever area of life that you want, whether it be life is amazing, and you can and there's so many areas of life and things that you want to achieve. So it's like a fast track, if you like. I mean, it's what I'm going to share next. Actually, the 4 lessons which I've taken from it isn't rocket science. They've been taught by Plato and Socrates and other Greek philosophers, and 2,500 years ago as a start. So it's not. So again, it's not rocket science that I'm going to be teaching you here or sharing it. You've probably heard it before by other philosophers or coaches and things like that. I'm just sharing you the lessons that I took from this story, and how you can apply them yourself, and how I'm going to do this going forward with other projects or with other things that I want to do. Hello, Alison. Nice to see you. Oh, hello, Sharon. Oh, 5 people watching. My God, you guys are just witnessing history here. This is my first Facebook Live, so I'm sure this will be. I'm sure this will be worth a few bob in a few years to come. Oh, thank you, Arwell. Thank you very much, mate. It was a pleasure to be working with you on that. Yeah, it was certainly certainly learnt a lot from Arwell. He was a fantastic official. Great with athletes as well. Knows his stuff. So thank you, Greg. Lovely to hear from you. So if you didn't catch that, I'm sure I just catch that, Greg. So so the next one. So the lessons. So these are lessons that it's about 4 lessons that I want to share with you. So the first lesson to super achievement, fast track achievement, is getting started. And to get started, you need absolutely nothing. To get started, you don't need experience. Contrary to the fact, you don't need experience to gain experience. You don't need confidence, which is something that I learned the other day. You don't need confidence to start. You don't need belief either. People say that you need belief to do something. You don't actually need belief. It's just another excuse that you're putting in the way. You don't need to know exactly what it's going to look like. So if you take an area of life that you want to do at the moment, just say for instance you want to climb Everest is probably not a good example, but you want to start a business, say for instance, that's always an easy one. You don't need the confidence or belief that know that you're going to be able to do it. You're just starting out. It's so you don't need these things to start. Your first step is very important, and you don't need any of that. So I hope I've made myself clear in that. If I haven't, just say something, folks. Spock, and I can quote Spock here. If you're into Star Trek, Spock always used to say, "Everything starts with a first step." And I know it's a bit of a cliche and overuse, but it really does make sense. Hello, John. Hello, Joanne, and hello, Sophie. Thank you. You're coming to my first Facebook Live, and I'm just sharing a story of my journey to get into the World Championships, and it's and just extracting the life lessons out of that, and just sharing it with you guys. Joanne's John Askew was there. He was our equipment officer there. He's a top man, John, and he's done an absolutely fantastic job while he was there. He really did. Hello, Gov. And Joanne's a great athlete, and Sophie, my old school friend. Hello, Sophie. Lovely to hear from you. So that was the first lesson, getting started, and you don't need anything to get started. No, you don't need anything. So lesson 2, immersion. So I would probably call that experience. So it's completely and utterly immersing yourself in the experience of doing whatever it is that you want to do, and surrounding yourself in that environment, surrounding yourself with those people, surrounding yourself. It's like overdoing the experience. Completely throw yourself at it. If you wanted to do public speaking, then go out and speak 3-4 times a week. Do Facebook Lives, do videos, post it on the internet, whatever it is that you need. Do that. Then surround yourself with people who are good speakers, so you can feed off of them and learn what they're doing. At the World Championships was a perfect example. I was with national level, world class judges, and you can't not but learn from those people. It's brilliant to watch what they do and how they interact, and how see how they do something which is completely different to how you do it. So you'd watch them copy or actually cherry pick and extract the good parts of what they do, and put it into your own and create your own version of what you can do. So you don't necessarily imitate it, you just cherry pick the good stuff, and I think that's very important. The third lesson would be, I would say, is having a mentor. So Kevin had walked the same path that I did, and he was a fantastic official, but he was an excellent mentor. And if it wasn't really for him, then I would very much struggle I would have struggled to get where I was, because I just couldn't have done it on your own. You need like a team. You need a mentor to show you and help you, guide you on that route. And you know, you watch them, you copy them, and they can show you the path, and they can give you feedback, if you like, and advice. It's really important. Before I go to the next one, hello Matt, lovely to see you. And Tamsin's a brilliant official as well. Unfortunately, he wasn't at the Worlds and the story that I'm sharing here. But Tamsin's a very dedicated official, and she's a member of our club, Woodford Green. So thank you, Tamsin, for jumping on and watching. As you've just come in, I'm just sharing with you the story of how I got from, you know, a level 1 up until the World Championships, and the life lessons and things that I've extracted from it, and just sharing with you guys, and hopefully you can apply that to other areas of life. And okay, so the next one would be lesson 4 would be continually develop your skills. So this is like a continually self-critique and continually grow, because you're never done, and you're kind of never the finished article. If you think you are, then you'll probably go backwards, because we're either expanding or we're doing, or we're contracting. We never really stand still in life. So and especially if you're in competition, if you're in sport, you have to continually develop, because the competition is always continually developing, and that's going to be everything. You are naturally going to be competitive. People say I'm not competitive, or you are competitive. You will continually want to grow, or you might not want to. You might not feel that you are, or you can, but you will naturally want to. So that's important. So self-assessing you and giving yourself a critique every now and then is very important, and it will help measure your development as well. So you know where you know how far you've come, and you know what you've done, and you know the areas you need to work on. You need to know your strengths. So it's what I've shared, isn't really rocket science, but I've just tried to apply it to a story which I hope you guys can resonate with. And to those who was on the journey, John, Arwell, that they were there, Tamsin, we can just resonate with the story that I've shared, and then you can apply that. Before I'll probably just draw to an end now, guys, only because it's I've kind of come into the end really of the lesson of this story. Does anybody have any comments? Just fire them away at the bottom. Nope. Okay. If you have any questions, then I'm sure this is going to be finished and saved onto my timeline. So feel free to read through it, watch it again, and then if you have any questions, just post them below. So that'll be fantastic. So I'll just start to wrap this up. So in effect, the lessons of life, and the lessons of life and the lessons of life, and what I've taken from this incredible journey, if you like, to getting there, are 4. So the first one would be getting started. So you don't need anything to get started, you just need to start. The second one would be immersion, to completely and utterly throw yourself in and dedicate yourself and gain lots of experience. Just throw yourself in there. Throw yourself in effect at the deep end, but it's not always works for some, but if you take my meaning, just go for the experience. Have a mentor, very important as well, as I said. Have someone who can guide you or has walked the path before. And the fourth one is continuously developing your skills and critiquing yourself. So I would very much like to invite you to the next lesson that I'll be giving. That will be on Thursday the 28th of December, same time, 7 p.m. And it will be probably a different subject, but lessons and life lessons again that you can see. So thank you very much for those. Thank you very much for those who have tuned in. Thank you, John. It was very kind of you. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you, Arwell. Thank you, Richard. Hello, Richard. You'll have to watch it in replay now, mate. Where I'm just wrapping up. Thank you, Greg. And thank you very much, guys. It's been an honour, and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and thank you for the thumbs up. So I'll see you next week, Thursday the 28th at 7 p.m, and it will be a different story. But please comment and share below. Or if not, share your own stories. I'd like to hear what you have to say as well. So thank you very much. I'll see you next week, folks. Bye bye.